Hey everybody, it's Lou again. Had a friend ask me to tell him how the LG all-in-one washer has been going. I've actually had it for 2 years now. And for the most part, it's gone well for me. He asked if his brother-in-law should buy it. And I said, probably not. There's one big problem, and I think it's a common refrain with all of these all-in-one washers. Washer washes the clothes and then dries it immediately in the same machine, and that's lint. I think most of the washers, I think Samsung, GE, and LG has them, and most of the complaints you get from users is about lint and managing lint. I don't think the companies, any of them, did a very good job of dealing with that so that people could use a washer and a dryer or a combination machine like this like they would any other machine. There's more work involved. For me, that work pays off. I have this in a air-conditioned space, so I'm not pumping, my air-conditioned air out during the year. And in Florida, it's pretty much year-round. So, based on my calculations, I'm saving about $30 a month, which is good. I'm happy with that. It doesn't need a vent. It uses 110 circuit, so I've got a 30 amp circuit, 220 circuit that's freed up. And that's been good. That's worked out well for me. I also have a laundry room in the very center of my house. So I don't have a vent through the roof, and I can't just vent straight through the wall. I literally have 25 feet of 4-inch PVC that I used to clean 3-4 times a year, because none of the other traditional dryers do a great job of capturing lint either. My 4-inch PVC pipe caught all of it, and I would look like Santa Claus that fell into a snowbank by the time I got done cleaning that lint pipe out. So for me, it's worth it. For most people, probably not. So what I'm going to do is grab the camera and just kind of walk you through what I do for maintenance, and a couple of things that I did to upgrade the machine to make that maintenance a little easier and to make using the machine a little easier. So hang on, we'll be right back. So let's talk about a couple of upgrades that I did that have been very important for me and have helped a lot. Probably the first and the most important is I called LG and got what is called an LG condenser filter kit. For me, all I had to do was call them while the machine was still in warranty and say I was having trouble with lint on the coils, and they sent it to me for free. I believe if you buy it from the LG site, it's about $21 right now. I'm not sure what shipping is. That little filter down there replaces this, which really did nothing but keep you from sticking your fingers in there, basically. So this was the one that came with the washer. In fact, if you go in a store, you'll probably see this cover that was down where this filter is now. The nice thing about the filter in there now, and in part of my regular maintenance, is all you do is grab it and it's magnetically held in place and you can clean it. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Then the other thing I added were these 2 hammer arrestors. And you can see I've already got them on the pipes as well. I had my house repiped, and in Florida that's really common. The copper dies in the concrete slab 1 grade. So they did put small arrestors, but evidently modern washers, especially LG washers, really slam the valves shut when they're stopped using water. And my pipes and my walls were just slamming around. The house has been repiped, so when they drop that PEX tubing down in the wall, they can't attach it to anything. So it was banging around, something crazy. So I got these 2 hammer arrestors, and I'll put links in the description from where I bought them. I'm an Amazon associate, and that worked out well. And the other thing I was doing that was wrong, and it kind of says this in the instructions, it's not super clear, but it does say it, is this pipe that goes into the drain shouldn't be in there any more than 4 to 6 inches. And I had it stuffed all the way down. In fact, the guys from Home Depot that installed it did that, and I didn't notice. So I'm going to throw them under the bus. They can't defend themselves. But what was happening there was water was siphoning back up into the tub and it was never drying out. Although I don't know that it really does anyway, but that was part of the reason I was having some trouble with drying. That and my my fins were getting a little clogged up. So I got those two things. So those are my upgrades. Let's talk about what I do every wash. So every wash, I will pull this out. And what I found works the best is a shoe polish brush. And I think I got this off of Amazon. I'll put a link for it. And it's made out of horsehair. So it's just coarse enough to get the lint off. I just brush it off into a trash can. But it's not so coarse that it damages this super fine mesh screen, which is quite challenging to clean with just your fingers. There is multiple areas in this, so it opens up. I clean the back, the inside, and then the back, this piece as well. So I do that every cycle. Same thing with the big lint filter. This one just slides off the back here. Hard to do with one hand. So sorry about that, folks. Kind of lost a little bit of the video there. Hit my fat fingers hit the screen and cleared it out before I was done talking. But the other step that I take when I clean these filters, and I do this as part of the 90-day cycle, is soak them in a tub of Dawn dishwashing soap. And I'll put both of these filters in that tub, a little piece of Tupperware, and let it sit for 15 or 20 minutes, and then scrub it with a toothbrush. Evidently what happens on these super fine filters is if you look at them, they get clogged up, and you can't really see it unless you look at it through the light. This one's in decent shape. I did it not too long ago, about 20 cycles ago. I was just rinsing it out underneath the sink, and the repair person told me, no, you got to use a little bit of soap. He suggested Dawn and a soft bristle toothbrush. And, every 30 loads, or whenever, he said, whenever I see it getting clogged, give it a good scrubbing, rinse it off, and then look at it in the light and make sure it's completely clear. For me, the failure mode there was I was seeing water build up down where that little drain hole is, and that was causing problems. Literally the clothes weren't drying properly. So we went and did that, and that seemed to have corrected most of the problems. So now we get into the service that you do every 30 loads, and I run the cleaning cycle that's on the machine using this product, Affresh. There's lots of different versions out there. This one's worked well for me. And get everything cleaned up and, go from there. So, just replacing a little bit of video that I lost about how I clean these filters, and we'll get right back to the rest of the conversation. And then I'll start the 30 cycle cleaning after I put that Affresh tablet in. And that involves removing this mesh screen and this, and cleaning behind both of those. Not too terribly difficult. The real challenge is, when you get down in here, hard to see, the fins, I don't know if you can really see them there, it doesn't look like it, but the fins need to be cleaned as well. And to do that, I'll use this brush and gently go up and down with the direction of the fins. You don't want to go across them because you don't want to bend them. Bending those fins is really bad news. That would really damage the machine, and you probably need to have the condenser replaced. So I'll clean those out as well. Then probably every 3 cycles or 3 months, I use this new Calgon evaporator foam no rinse. And that's designed for air conditioners, which honestly, you have a little air conditioner on the top of this. It's what condenses the water and then heats the air as it goes through. to dry your clothes. And I do this because I have seen black mold building up on those fins. I live in Florida, it's very humid, and we need to, clean the fins every so often because they never really dry out. The other thing I do is between loads, I'll pull both this filter and this filter out so air can circulate down inside there, which helps keep the black mold from growing. This particular process, the new Calgon, is not mentioned at all by LG. And I would suspect if you're still in warranty, you might invalidate that warranty doing this. So, I would check with them or check with the repair person from LG before you do something like this. I'm way out of warranty at 2 years now. So I'm taking my own chances with this. I've saved like $720. So if I have to replace it, it's not the worst thing in the world. Not sure if I would get an all-in-one again. So that's another question for me. The LG, other than the things that I've mentioned, has worked fine. I haven't had any issues with it. The dry times are longer, just normal things that you hear about these machines. They don't dry as fast. But for me, with a family of 3 now, used to be a family of 4, we had a lot of situations where the clothes would just get left in the washer and have to be rewashed again. And I would say that happened 3 or 4 times a week. And that's not an issue now. So that's really handy. My wife likes to put it on the timer at night, have it run at night, and the clothes are dry and ready in the morning. She's a big fan of that. So, and open this up, pull the little tube out, drain the water, and then open this up right here and clean out the filter for the pump. So the pump has a lint filter as well. So that needs to be done as well. And you will find out if it gets clogged. The machine will tell you, and your clothes won't dry. It leaves all the water in the tub, and the clothes don't dry. So that's the last one. I'll take a dry or a wet washcloth and wipe off the area here and wipe out the drum seal. That's been a pretty good deal for me because it's a dryer as well. That's pretty much dry when it's done being used. I don't notice any moisture at all in it, and I haven't had any problems with odor. So that's been pretty good. I know that's a mold and bad smells in those seals has been a problem on other front loaders, but not for this one. So I hope that helps. You make your decision. We'll have to see how it goes. If it goes another 4 or 5 years, I'd be happy. And hopefully by then, all of the companies will do a little bit better job, at least making it easier to manage the lint. Cleaning those coils is ridiculous. I know it's almost impossible on the GE machines. Evidently, the Samsung machines do a better job of cleaning themselves, but that remains to be seen. I haven't seen anybody review that yet. But thanks, everybody. Appreciate your time.